Hey guys, welcome back. This is Ingrid, and today we're going to go over some December planning pages, possibilities, and different types of layouts that you can put in your bullet journal. So first off, we're going to actually flip through last month, November. And I just started bullet journaling myself, so this was the first time that I did monthly spread, and I had a little fun with some stencils. I did a little bit of free drawing. You can see that I actually numbered my little tiny calendar incorrectly. I started off on the wrong date. You'd think I'd know the first day of December because it's my birthday. But you can see lots of different fun things. I did some extra spreads after we did our video and finished off with a special journal page. And we're gonna get started off by doing a winter theme. This whole month I'm kind of taking some of the things that I love about Christmas and the holidays and putting it together on my pages. I love being in the mountains and I love snow, so I thought it would be kind of fun to have some snowflakes and some trees, often some snowy hills. And you can see you could very quickly and easily create these fun little trees for your pages. I have them throughout my month on several different pages, and I slowed down this first part a little bit just so you can kind of see how I sketch these out, and then we're going to speed them up really quick because once you've seen a couple, you kind of get the gist. The key for me was, after doing a couple that flared out, doing a couple that were a little shorter in to kind of help build up the height of the tree, and it just kind of made it a little bit more fun and wintry. And then I did some bare branches and snowbanks down on the bottom, and some very fun, festive, and different snowflakes up in the sky. So we're going to slow down the next snowflake, which is actually probably one of my favorites on this page. I'm going to do the whole month kind of in black and white, and then I'm going to do a second video where I do a little bit of coloring with some pencils. You can see here when you're doing snowflakes typically only have 6 little spokes or arms, whatever you want to call it. So I just kind of did something fun on the ends, and then on this one I kind of did a heart. I went from the middle and then I just created this simple little teardrop kind of look to one side, and I made the other side shorter, and it made this fun, interesting little heart. And I just love that snowflake. It's really kind of interesting and different. I love how the diamond shape on the ends are totally contrasting with the heart. And then next up, we're gonna do a little bit of hand lettering here. Now, I did this all in pencil first, and I won't lie, I'm totally new to hand lettering, but I wanted something special. December is such a special month for a couple reasons. My birthday kicks it off on the 1st, and then we have Christmas and the New Year. You know, we have all sorts of parties and things going on, and friends getting together, family getting together. It's just a really special month, so I wanted the lettering to be really special, and I had a lot of fun with it. Did a little Googling here on YouTube and found several videos and then a couple fonts that I like, and just kind of did it on my own. I'm definitely going to practice this throughout the 2019 and hope to have my lettering get even better, but I loved the fun little swirls there. They were really nice little touch to this. Now we're going to do a little bit of faux hand lettering by making the downstrokes a little thicker, and that makes it look like I had a brush pen when I did it, but you can see that I'm just using a Micron pen, and I think I'm using the 0.05 pen versus like the 8, which is a little thicker. And then for my snowflakes, I draw mostly in my trees as well. I do everything with an 03 pen, and then if I need to get some fine details in there, I use an 01. But it's a fun little page, right? I really love how it turned out. Now for the 2-page monthly spread, I found that I didn't need such a large calendar as I had last month, so I created something smaller and gave myself some space to write some events, goals, and a larger YouTube tracker section. I needed a larger one. I carried some of the vertical lines a little too far up, so I used a Posca white paint pen that worked really well to kind of cover my tracks. And I love this little January calendar here on the bottom right. I'm using the new Catherine Pooler calendar in boxes stencil. It's a great one, makes it super easy to add those little tiny calendars. Just make sure you start them off on the right date. Last month in December I started my first on a Friday instead of a Saturday, but to use this stencil, oh my gosh, it was like a dream. It was super simple. You can see I'm carrying over the same tree And then I'm just hanging a couple of little ornaments off that. And I can't wait to color that with colored pencils, making some swags across the top. And you'll see me carry this swag theme kind of throughout. It was super, super easy to do. Just penciled in or penned in a little bit, a couple of berries here and there. I like to do odds. And then here's a bigger swag, and we're going to hang some ornaments off here. And I'm going to zoom in and slow this down when I do the detail. Now for my ornaments, here's what I wanted to have. I wanted a little bit more of a sketchy look. So after creating this pattern, I added some little lines. Now keep in mind this is a rounded thing, so you can see in the center I'm going a little bit of a thicker swoop, but as I go further out they get skinnier, and what that helps to do is it helps to create the illusion of it bending. So even here on this bottom one, you can see that my little loops here are more tight in as they get closer to the edge, but they're bigger as they come towards the center. Again, helping to create that illusion of the curve. That's a little tip when you're doing some drawing and sketching. And I really love how this 2-page spread turned out. I did start off to do some numbers on the other side, and then here I just jumped ahead to show you that I ended up erasing all that and just creating some little brackets here. I love the brackets versus like a set box. Sometimes the boxes I feel very constrained. And I apologize, I lost the video where I actually did the lettering here, but I have the rest, thankfully. And you can see here I'm just playing around with some different monthly spreads. For the few months I'm not going to really settle in, and I probably never will settle on a particular spread. I kind of like having it different from week to week. Doing like some loose swags, some bows up there at the top, and I'm going to hang ornaments from it. This particular monthly spread, or weekly spread I should say, I'm going to see how this works for me. I was a little constrained in a couple of spreads last month, so I need to change it up and try some different things. I love these little ornaments. I'm going to slow it down when we do the detail here and zoom in. Same thing, keep that nice and tight as it gets closer to the edge. It helps with making it feel like it's more curved. And I just love these little ornaments. I have all hand-blown glass ornaments on my Christmas trees. So for me, it was very easy to come up with the concept. I didn't need to look at any photos because I have a massive collection. And all of these are little different ornaments that I actually personally have on my tree. So it was very easy to actually draw these for me. I usually have to look at a photograph of something, some sort of a picture of, you know, whether it's a tree or something to get some inspiration. This month seemed to come pretty easy to me, and I think it's just because I love Christmas so much. But look at how fun it is. I mixed some circular patterns with some lines. I left the one at the bottom actually empty. I ended up erasing the pattern I had in it. Just gonna color it in, it's gonna be fun. So quickly adding some little trees and snowbanks here at the bottom, and then I strung some cards up top. And this actually ended up being a really fun little page. It's a 2-page spread. On the left I'm going to do my Christmas card list, and on the right I'll have the Elite Travel Planner Christmas card list, which is the travel agency that we own. And it's just a fun little page. I'm actually really happy that I'm going to have this in my 2018 journal, because this will help me next year to kind of track who did I send a card to. I'm not really so focused on who I'm receiving a card from, because that's not really the point. The point is me sending a card out, but I want to make sure that if I missed somebody, that I make sure to add them to the list for next year. So kind of a fun little 2-page spread. And then after I drew those all in, you'll want to add a little clothespin looking attachment to the string if you're looking to duplicate exactly what I did here. Fun little spreads. I did a little bit of hand lettering here as well, and this I did relatively quickly after doing the December and probably writing out December on scrap paper, oh, I don't know, 25 times. I kind of got the hang of some of these letters, so this actually went pretty quick for me. And then of course doing the faux lettering thing again. I can't wait to get better at hand lettering in 2019, so that I can first off see the evolution of it, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun through 2019, seeing the evolution of how it's going to transform and change from the beginning to the end. That's going to be a nice little journey. Here's my gifts page. I like to write down and keep a list of everything that I'm getting, and I thought it would be kind of helpful for me on the facing page to have an order tracking page. So you can see I'm just doing a quick little bracket all the way up to the top. Didn't get too fancy with lettering. I wanted to conserve space because I really need the space on these couple spreads. So we live away from everybody, so there's a lot of orders and a lot of things that get sent. So, but it was funny because as I was doing this, there was a FedEx truck outside, and I was like, oh, let's just draw a FedEx truck. That would be kind of fun. It doesn't look like a great truck, and I know that FedEx is usually lowercase, but I don't care. It's my journal. It's what I wanted it to be. So the only thing, I wasn't confident enough to put a little person in there, so that's okay. And I'm just going to track all the orders. I am going to end up having a 2-page expense spread, but I didn't quite get that planned out, and I wanted to get this video up. So this is a new one for me, a mood tracker. I kind of was combining things on my habit tracker last month, and I wanted to split them out. So for me, I thought it would be kind of fun to create a little forest or a grove of trees, although this is really in the mountains, so it wouldn't really be a grove. Just the lettering got away from me, so I covered up some of the curly cues on the bottom with my Posca paint pen, which seems to work really well. It worked much better than a white gel pen for me. And creating a couple of big trees for dates like the 1st, which is my birthday, and the 31st, which obviously is New Year's Eve, and the 24th. I'm German, so the 24th is a big day, you know, Christmas Eve. It's not just the day before Christmas. It's a very celebrated day, as well as the 25th, and then all the other ones, as they go up higher, they just get a little smaller. But it's going to be fun to see the different colors based off my mood throughout the month. So, and on the facing page, we're going to do a habit tracker, which I found extremely helpful. My habit tracker did not get as filled in as I wanted to. I did track it all throughout the year, but I clearly need some work in making sure that I'm doing all the things that I want to be doing. So I found tremendous value in this particular page. So as you can see, I got a little bit more loose with the hand lettering. It's not perfect. It has it leaves a lot to be desired, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be completely perfect for me. Like I said, this is going to be an evolution. I do not have a green thumb, so I added plants onto this. I seem to have lots of things that need watering around the holidays, especially poinsettias, which is the focus of my page here. Addicted to poinsettia stamps, just poinsettias in general, so probably next year I should try maybe an entire poinsettia month. That would be kind of fun. I took some photographs that I found on Pinterest and used those as inspiration to draw out several different poinsettia plants. Now, they're not perfect, but for me, you know, I enjoy the different perspectives, head on, a little from the side, and I really cannot wait to color this one in with colored pencils. I really found coloring my bullet journal with colored pencils to be very relaxing. They moved very well on the Canvo pages. This well, it's not cardstock, it's index paper, or index card, which is nice heavy duty paper. Worked so well with the pencils. I used Gamsol to help do a little blending last month. It was fabulous. No bleed through with the Gamsol, which I was very, very pleased with. I really, really enjoyed it. I love having the spiral binding. I'm able to flip the book back, as you can see here, because when you're really working close to the spine, you know, it can get a little tricky, especially if you're stamping. Now, I chose not to stamp in my journal this month. I'm having a lot of fun drawing, and for me, the journal is about artistic expression and exploration for me. That doesn't mean that I won't continue to stamp. I will most definitely continue to stamp. I just had some certain things that I wanted to do, and in case you hadn't noticed, I love December. So I did that first one really slow for you, and I'm going to speed this up really quickly because once you've seen one or two, you kind of get the idea. I'm adding some little hatching here, some little darkening in certain areas where I want there to be some shadows. I actually stopped kind of doing that as it went along just because I wanted to make sure I can add that in afterwards too. And probably when I do the pencil colored version of this, I'm probably going to film this a particular page for sure, just so you can kind of see how I create you know, a little bit of interest in these petals. Now, interestingly enough, poinsettias aren't actually flowers. The floral part comes a little later. These are actually called brackets. I learned in researching poinsettias a little bit when I was trying to figure out how to care for them properly. And you can see here, see the perspective on some of the leaves. They're kind of from the sides, some are head on. You know, I just wanted it to be different. I really want this page to come to life. So that's really my goal. So we're going to, in a minute, we're going to quickly flip through all the different things that we've already done. If you're interested in seeing the remaining weekly spreads that I have, because I have 3 other weekly spreads that are completely different from the one that you saw, definitely leave me a comment below and I will film those for you. And I hope you enjoy these, and I hope you have fun creating your own pages. I certainly loved creating these. It was really fun and kind of, you know, an artistic thing for me, which was good. I really enjoyed that. So thanks so much for joining me. I do have some close-ups here at the end. And if I don't see you again in a video this month, I have a couple of the little paper stars that you see down. I'm going to put a video up shortly on those. If I don't see you in one of those, I hope you all have a very happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. And I'm looking forward to another planning video as the new year very quickly approaches. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and if you're interested in any of the products that I've used, I've got links below, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.